Today's story begins with a couple who are not feeling good about their plans. Actually, today their plan is to rob a grocery store, for which they are fully prepared. However, even after robbing the whole store, Jody was not satisfied because she saw a box behind the cashier. And she started insisting to open it. But the cashier warns her that she does not have what she wants. That's why she did not open it. But Jody was greedy. That's why she opened it. That's when she heard the sound of a bullet. We went straight to a deserted jungle, where a lonely girl, who has been wandering here for a long time due to hunger. She had no one with her. I don't know what happened to her in the past. She is in this state now. But for now, she sees a wooden hut in front of her. She immediately went inside it. Where there was food, she saw a bag full of food. Whatever she touched, she started eating it. But then she heard someone's scary voice from outside. There is someone who is coming this way. As soon as this fear started, the stuff was hidden under a bed there. That's when that person came inside. He had an axe in his hand, but we couldn't see who he was. She picked up her food bag and walked quietly. There was stuff hidden below. She was quietly hiding. When some time passed, she decided that she should get out of here now. That's why she decided to run away immediately. But then she suddenly ran into the same man whose name was Tom. But he didn't hurt her. In fact, he helps her. She apologizes to him for stealing food from his bag. Because she was hungry for 2 days. Actually, her car broke down. In the middle of the road, her husband went to the nearby petrol pump for help. But he hasn't returned yet. Coincidentally, Tom's car has also broken down. In fact, he has been stuck here for 3 days. As soon as she heard this, Samantha got scared and said that she had to go. For her husband, it is possible that he has come. So Tom also goes with her, but there was no one there. That's why they both leave a note there. They came back to the same hut with some warm clothes. At night, the temperature here drops a lot. That's why Tom asks her to fold the blanket, which she had brought from the car. But she didn't understand why her husband left her alone in the middle of the forest. He could have taken her with him. So Samantha told him that she was pregnant. That's why he must have done this. After hearing this, Tom asks her to sleep on his bed. And he himself talks about sleeping on the floor. Before going to sleep, he gave her drinking water, which he had brought from a nearby lake. But the strange thing was that when he went back the next day, there was no sign of the lake. But with these confusing questions, they both go to sleep. In between, Samantha also has a bad dream, because of which her eyes open early in the morning. But Tom can't see her anywhere around. When she went out, she found a girl with white hair unconscious. She immediately took her inside the hut. Here Tom takes out some fuel from his car, so that they can put it in Samantha's car, so that they can get out of here. Here the girl with white hair comes to her senses. Then we can recognize, hey, this is Jody, the same girl who steals at the grocery store. But how did she come here? Now when she saw Samantha, she thought she was a bad woman. And this place is hers. So Samantha told her the whole story. But still she doesn't believe her. That's why in anger she went out of the hut. In the meantime, Tom was coming with fuel. So suddenly the bullet went twice. Because of which he is so scared that the fuel falls from his hand. He called out that someone is around. But there was no one here. That's why he came back. He saw an unknown girl with Samantha, who was actually Jody. She told him that she had a fight with her boyfriend. That's why he left her alone here. But now he has to go back home. Tom agrees to let her stay here. But in return, he will have to help her in her work. Next day Samantha and she have good talks, with which they also become friends. But there, Tom's troubles are not ending here. He notices that the further he is going from his location, the more he is getting closer to him. That is, he comes back to the same hut again and again, which he finds very strange. And that's why he comes back to both of them, and said that this place is not right. We should leave from here. But I want to know one thing. Where were you actually going? And who is this place? Does anyone know? So Samantha said that her husband told her that this is New Hampshire. But Jody says that this place is Dakota, while Tom says that he was on the Los Angeles route. After all this, he has understood that he is in a big trouble. And that's why Tom made up his mind that they will go as far as they can go tomorrow morning, so that they can take someone's help, or find some other way to get out of this place. At night, Jody and Tom have a very strange dream together, in which someone is giving him an injection. And there was something similar to this. in which she is crying with pain. Anyway, it was morning. So these people start walking with their luggage. There is a conversation between Samantha and Jody, in which she shares some pages of her past. Like her mother died as soon as she gave birth to her. Since then, she has grown up in an orphanage. Then suddenly something hit her foot, and she fell. At the same time, a car of money fell from her Jeep. Tom was surprised to see this, and quickly asked, "Where did you get so much money from?" In response, he said that this is his own savings, which he had kept with his boyfriend. But on the way, he took it. Then Samantha's eyes fell on what Jody had hit. This was a handle, when Tom broke it with his axe. So it is actually a German bunker, in which all the war stuff was kept. And some canned food was also there, on which the Nazi army symbol was made. Here Samantha tells that her father had fought the First War. That's why such things keep coming and going in her house. Tom brings all those cans out, and then comes out with both. But the problem was that he had come to the same cabin. Now according to him, he was walking straight. But maybe according to him, nothing is going to work here. Next moment we see that all three have dinner. Both are girls. They talk to each other. So Jody tells Samantha the truth, that she steals because she has nothing else to do. She is not educated. Samantha asked her, can she see the money again that she had looted? Because she has never seen so much money. So Jody happily shows her the money. She laughed when she saw it, because she felt like she was joking. Because this stamp on it was of 1984. According to her, that money is of the future. But Jody said no, she lives in 1984. But according to Samantha, this year is 1964. Now all this was very strange. That is, two women are in the same place, but from different timelines, from different times. Now when Tom came, he was also asked the same question. What year is he from? He says he is from 2011. Now after hearing this, they both told their whole story. At first, Tom thought it was a joke, but looking at the weight of their words, he understood that something is definitely wrong. In the meantime, a gunshot was heard from outside. Who is shooting again and again? When it was seen, it was found that he was an unknown person who had a gun in his hand. They needed help. That's why he came out. He was told that those people are in trouble, but that man speaks something in German, which he could not understand. But he understood that he was telling him to throw the axe. That's why he did the same. When he opened his eyes, the next moment, all three of them were trapped and the German was missing. Now he started to understand that it is possible that they have time travel. All three of them were trapped and the German was missing. The oldest Samantha of the year asked, is time travel possible by 2011? If it is possible, then Tom says that nothing like this was made. After a while, the German came back and opened Tom's ropes. Then he took him out and beat him a lot. At the end of the day, he tied him to a tree. Then he came in and started asking those girls, who is he and where did he come from? Then he looked at Jody's locket, about which he started asking her. It was only Samantha who knew German. That's why she explains to her that the locket belongs to her mother. And she has the same. Then the German shows the same locket in his neck in anger, in which there was a picture of a woman, who looks like Samantha's mother. Things are getting more and more annoying. But you stay, because its end will shake you. Now he comes out with both the girls. Samantha asks Tom, does he have such a locket? But he refuses. Meanwhile, the stranger had forgotten that Tom had opened his rope. The next moment he is in the state in which he had kept these three. But standing there, these three are drowning in their own tears. Because somewhere they see this story unraveling. Samantha said that the picture in the locket next to that man is his mother's. Tom was not willing to believe this. But when Jody said that the woman in the picture is his grandmother, then he lost his mind. Here we also know the name of that stranger, which Samantha tells us. His name was, who was actually his father. But not only this, when Samantha asked Jody the date of his birth, then he said that June 3, 1964. This was the date on which Jody's mother died, giving birth to her daughter. And that daughter was no one else but Jody herself. Why did you get a shock? Now the morning of shock is spreading throughout the cabin. The thing has come out like this. Everyone has lost their mind. When Samantha found out that her husband was actually killed in the war, then she went out of the cabin crying. But not only this, another secret is revealed here. Sitting outside, Tom tells Jody that his mother was actually a thief, but she denies this, because she did not have such a locket. but she said that she had the same locket. But she is still at her house. She says that her mother was a thief who used to rob the grocery store with her husband, Kevin, but one day she killed her husband, in whose crime she was hanged. This was a bitter truth that was actually the truth. But Jody does not listen to this. And she also comes out of the cabin. Sitting outside, her daughter Jody went to Samantha. Now that feeling is something different. The first thing is over. Because since Samantha found out that she would die giving birth to her daughter, her world seems to be destroyed. But she is happy, because her daughter is alive. And her grandparents will take care of her later. But Jody said that her grandparents torture her a lot. And they always keep her hungry. That's why she left her home as a child. After hearing this, she started crying. And came to the cabin and explained everything to her father. And then she tried to free her. But Tom forbids her to do this. Because he can be dangerous. But Samantha is sure that her father will not do anything to her. But as soon as she was free, he ran away with his gun and clothes. And Samantha again remembers her scary dream, when she died giving birth to her child. Because at that time Adam, her husband, was at war. And the ambulance arrived late at home. Tom also said that he had also seen such a dream, in which he shoots his father, who used to torture him. And then he shoots himself too. And finally it's Jody's turn. She also remembers the same hanged day. That is, all three of them know that they are going to die. And they also know how they are going to die. But they haven't died yet. That is, all three of them can change their past. For which Tom immediately takes them to the same German bunker. Because he believed that all this started after Hansman's death. So we have to stop him first. Samantha said that her father died on May 14th. In Poland, in an airstrike. And today was May 14th. And the place where they are standing is Poland. That is, they have a chance. Tom said that if Hansman does not die, then his wife Samantha will not marry again. Which means that she will be at home. And then she will be able to take Samantha to the hospital during labor pain. That's why he immediately goes to find Hansman, who was making a connection with the radio in the cabin. But he was bad. So Samantha told him about the airstrike. But he doesn't listen to her. And he starts running. Then Tom tries to stop him. But there is a terrible mistake in this. Hansman fired the bullet, which goes straight to Jody. He runs away, but these two wounded come to the cabin with Jody. Tom was very worried now. Because if Jody dies, he will never be born. I have to stop him somehow. Saying this, he goes to catch Hansman. Here Samantha tries her best to keep her daughter alive. That's why God has never given a human this power, that he can see his past tomorrow. Otherwise, he will start making fun of things made by nature, which can have a very terrible consequence. Tom found Hansman, but he always runs away from his clutches. But once he saw him, he was coming to the same cabin again and again. That's why he went to the same cabin now, where both of them were facing each other. Hansman fires many bullets at him, but he doesn't get a single bullet. Because now Tom's existence is ending. Jody's last breath, as his soul leaves his body. Tom is losing his existence. And then a moment comes, when he disappears completely, because Jody is dead. But Samantha gets very angry at her father. He also made his future generation's life difficult. After all this, now Hansman believes his words. But now it's too late. Russian planes are visible in the sky. That's why both of them ran away. But the bombs have started to fall, because of which Samantha is also injured. But her father picks her up and comes to the bunker. Now gradually Samantha's existence is also ending. Because Hansman saved himself. He didn't die at the time he died before. That is, now everything will be fine. But one thing will not change yet. You will find out what it was in a while. The scene shifts and reaches the same time in which the story began. But now things have changed a lot. Jody goes to the same grocery store, but in a different avatar, becoming a rich and educated girl. But when she came out of there, she saw Kevin, who is going to do the same with his other girlfriend, but with a new girlfriend. Which means Tom will never be born. Because Jody never met Kevin. And this happened because Samantha is still alive, which we see in the next scene, who has the ashes of her father, which she gave to Mr. Danjali with respect. In 1964, in the end, we see her again in the store, where Kevin's new girlfriend Amelie looted everything, but in the end, her greed didn't end, and she looked at the box behind the cashier, which she told to open, but the cashier warned her. If she went inside, now nothing can be improved. But she didn't listen, and boom, a bullet went, with which the story ends here. Friends, this is a very wonderful story, which completely twists our and your mind. How did you like the story? Do tell us in the comments. See you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out. Thank you very much for watching video. Please press bell icon and subscribe.